Oh goodness, my hair's a mess. That's fun. Okay. Back to recording. Here we are again. Welcome back to the Cat Knit Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, August 19th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting because that is what I love to do the absolute most. And goodness gracious everybody, we have so much knitting to talk about. Like, a lot. I'm back. I took a week off because we were on vacation and it was very wonderful. It was very restful. Lots of knitting happened. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw some pictures that I posted. But I'm gonna get into some more detail about the things that I got done and all the knitting that I did. And I'm just now realizing that I forgot to get some things to bring in to show you. So that will happen as soon as I get to them because we want to keep things going because it makes editing easier. Fun things about podcasting. So, regular stuff. If you would like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, like I said before. I'm posting pictures there all the time. So please go follow me on there or wherever you would like. Be my friend on Goodreads, whatever you would like to do. All the things that I will be talking about hopefully will be in the show notes, which will be on my blog. So if you are on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below, or if you're already on my blog, everything is already there. In addition to that, I work at a yarn store. It is called The Modern Skein in Montgomery, Texas. I will leave all the social media, website stuff in the show notes, so if you'd like to come say hello in person, if you are local or visiting, that would be wonderful. We would love to meet you. Or if you want to check out our online store and social media, that would be wonderful. So, like I said, we have a lot of knitting. I have a lot of knitting. It's kind of crazy, very intense, but I love it. And I'm gonna share all that with you. Also vacation stuff and also just everything. So, if you like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, an animal to snuggle, something to, did I say something to snack upon? Something to craft upon, I haven't mentioned that. Laundry to fold, that's always a good one. I'm really into organizing things right now. For some reason I'm like, everything must go. But not everything, so it requires like sifting through things and just decluttering. That's probably the more accurate word. Anyway, I'm really into that right now, so if you want to do some decluttering while you watch this podcast, more power to you. I hope you're very successful with your decluttering. Anyway, or you can do all of the above, if you like, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. Okie dokie, everybody. So I have a list of things to discuss. And I don't have a ton of time to record today, but we're going to try and get it all done and not have a terribly long episode. But I will say, side note before we get into this, I went on vacation with my in-laws and my husband to Orange Beach. Orange Beach. Yes, this is a long sleeve shirt, but it's cold in here, and also you can pull your long sleeves up, so it's all okay. In Alabama, or Gulf Shores, or whatever you want to call it, and oh my goodness, it was so much fun. We had, my in-laws had like a condo thing, or they were renting a condo thing that was like literally on the beach, so we didn't have to go far to go to the beach, which was amazing. And it was just very calm and very relaxing, and like we could see storms come in. There was a lot of jellyfish. In fact, Sam got stung by a jellyfish at one point, which was very exciting and added to some adventure on the trip, among other adventures. He's fine. We now know how to treat a jellyfish sting. There were a lot of them on the beach. There were lots of pictures taken, so that was exciting. What else did we do? We did an escape room. I did an escape room for the first time. That was very exciting. Like I said, a lot of knitting. We loved the car ride. It was very fun. We stayed at an Airbnb in Baton Rouge. We did like half and half the first like going. So that was super fun. We tried several fun coffee shops in Baton Rouge, or we tried one coffee shop in Baton Rouge, and then we tried several in the Gulf Shores, Orange Beach area, which was so much fun. I don't know, it's just something very calm and peaceful about waking up on vacation and knowing that you have absolutely no responsibilities. You don't really need to be worrying about anything, and you're just gonna go hang out for a little bit and knit at this super cool coffee shop that you found. And it's just, that was probably one of my favorite things that Sam and I did. We woke up early and he and I went and found some coffee shops to go try. So that was super fun. Let's see what else. We went to a very fun pizza restaurant, which, side note, if you're new to the podcast, I love any kind of pizza except pizza with pineapple on it. And don't at me. Don't hate me. I do not believe that pineapple belongs in pizza. I just think that's a crime. Everyone's allowed their personal opinion on this subject, because I know it's a touchy one, but that's my opinion. So I don't love all pizza, but I do love a lot of pizza. If I had the ability, I would eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love it that much. We went to a pizza place, and it was so wonderful. The pizza was incredible, but more importantly, it ended up being like one of those restaurants that you see on movies and TV shows and you read about in books, where you walk in and literally everybody knows each other except for like a couple touristy families, like us, but everybody knew each other, and it was like, I love watching all of this. This is my dream. I'm eating pizza. I was knitting. And I got to people watch some incredibly amazingly fun people. And that happened the first night. And so that was another highlight of our trip for sure. Like, there was a lot of dancing. There was live music. There was, I don't know, some sisters came in and everybody knew who they were, and they were like, oh my goodness, it's these sisters. And I was like, I don't know who these sisters are, but I'm gonna like come up with a story about them in my mind, and it's gonna be fascinating, and I really just don't know what's going on, but I love watching everybody. I know I'm not the only, I'm not the only person who loves people watching. People watching is one of my favorite things to do. So that was a highlight of our trip for me. But I just thought it was so entertaining, because I feel like there are restaurants out there and places out there where it's like, you only see this in the movies, where like everybody knows each other, and like the waitresses and waiters are like super buddy-buddy with everybody, and all the regulars, and you don't come across them very often, but they are out there and they are amazing, and when you find them, it's like, this is incredible. I love this. So, side note, that literally has nothing to do with knitting. Well, I guess I was knitting while that was happening, so there's that. But we got back, not this, last Tuesday. Yes. And we entered back into the regular schedule of life, and that's always rough after being gone for so long, and you're like, I don't have to worry about anything, and I don't have to worry about laundry, and it's just really great. My parents were watching Birdie. I didn't have to worry about sifting the kitty litter. They were very kindly doing it for us. So Birdie had a vacation too, and then when we got back, it was like, life. I don't like being an adult sometimes. But here we are just getting back into the swing of things, and such is life. We will be just fine. But it's just something funny to bemoan and laugh about, because again, I know we are not the only ones who feel this way after you get home after vacation. So yes, that's just the basic vacation in a nutshell. It was super fun. Would definitely go back. Highly recommend. Gulf Shores, Orange Beach. Very fun. So, yes. And I got a lot of knitting done. Like, quite a lot of knitting. That was a huge part of just the whole time that we were there. There was a lot of just like relaxing. I read a lot, I knit a lot, whether it be on the beach, whether it was like during dinner or driving somewhere, or even just hanging out in the condo, which was just so much fun. And everybody, dear everybody, I have some finished objects. I have not one finished sweater, not two finished sweaters, but three finished sweaters. Everybody, 3. Can we even right now? To be fair, I didn't finish all 3 of them on the trip. That was originally my goal. It didn't quite happen because I ran out of yarn that I brought with me. So I kind of finished what I had. And I was not able to continue on what I was working on. Except I probably could have finished my Zeig sleeve, the second one, on the way back, but I was just like, I'm gonna treat myself because I've ran out of yarn and I finished this other thing and I'm gonna just knit whatever I want. Which I did, and it was awesome. So, the first thing that I finished, I showed you guys, it was kind of like my vacation knitting. It's the ranunculus. I think that's how you say it. It's just one of those words that, like, I think I know how it's pronounced, and then when I say it, it's like, oh, that does not sound right. But then I'm confused because then I don't know how it's pronounced and I don't know if it's wrong. So I apologize if I said that incorrectly, but everybody is making these, and everybody, you should make one too if you haven't done it already. It's literally, if you do the short sleeve version and the crop version, it's literally 1 skein of fingering weight on very big needles. It goes so quickly and it's so much fun. And it is absolutely adorable. I have plans for another one already, and I really want a black one because I think a black one would be stunning. So, this is designed by Midori, I don't remember her last name. Hirose? I apologize for my pronunciation. But if you search this on Ravelry, this will pop up. Please go make one. There's like lace stuff on the yoke. It goes so quickly. And I have a little story about this. But very quickly, before I get into the story, there's a lot of different stitches that are included in this lace section that I was like not super familiar with, but they're very clearly explained. She also includes videos in the pattern or links to the video so you can go and watch. And in fact, I did that because I didn't know if I was doing something correctly, and it was all good. I was worried because I had like knit much farther and it was like up here where I was worried, and whatever. Please make one of these, everybody. You will not regret it. It is so cute. I want to make 10 more in all the colors. Long sleeves. I would like to make one with long sleeves. Maybe one a little bit longer. But I love the cropped one. Man, it's just so cute. And it's like such a perfect summer top. But it's also a really great layering piece for the winter. Like, it's super cute, like, with long sleeves underneath. I think that would be stunning. So, quick story time. I didn't quite plan my project very well when I was packing, because the only needle that I brought for this was a 32-inch cord. The needles were correct. but it was a 32-inch cord. And if you are aware of a top-down construction, you know that you don't cast on enough stitches to fit around a 32-inch cord because you're increasing. So, I realized this and I was like, oh no. Oh no. I tried doing magic loop. It didn't work. I did try. I then was like, okay, so the other needles that I have are size 6 and size 8. Neither of them are a 10. And I really just, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So what my original plan, or the first plan that I tried, because there were many plans. The first plan that I tried was to hold 2 6s. I had 2 circular 6s. One was like an extra one that happened to be in my project bag, and the other one was a 9-inch for sleeves. And the other one that was in my bag was probably 24 inches. So they're not the same length. So we got a really long one and we got a really short one. And I'm trying to line them up so I can knit half of these stitches onto these 2 6s. So I can kind of use 2 circulars, but it's actually 3 circulars because I'm holding the 2 6s together that the lengths don't match up. And I'm trying to knit these onto these 2 stitches using the size 10 that the stitches are originally on. I was incredibly frustrated, if you can imagine, and I was like, Sam, I don't know what to do, and I'm very frustrated, and he was like just driving along, because this was our second day getting there, and I was like, I really just wanted to cast this on, and I didn't plan it, and I feel really dumb that I didn't bring the needles, because I know this, like, clearly you can't fit 60 stitches on a size 32. Like, it doesn't, I couldn't, it was just frustrating to do magic loop. Like, it really wasn't working, and also because it's small yarn and big needles, it was really fiddly and it was like really slippery, and I was just very frustrated. And so then I was like, okay, I've started this other, the shawl with my size 8s. I know they're Chow-goo, I know they have a good point, I like, that would be great. But clearly they're size 8s and not size 10s, and so what am I gonna do? Because it's not gonna be the same. Nobody can tell that that's what I did, everybody. I used 1 size 8 needle and 1 size 10 to use 2 circulars to knit the collar. And can anybody tell? Nope. But once I figured that out, I was like, okay, it's not gonna make that big a difference. It'll be fine. I'll just like knit really loosely with the size 8 just in case. And it worked. So, I don't know what the moral of this story is besides just make sure that you are taking into account all the circumferences of your knitted item when you're going on vacation, unless you're one of those people who travels with all your needles, in which case more power to you. That is wonderful. You're always prepared. But I was feeling so good about my knitting, and I was like, I didn't bring too many projects, I'm gonna get everything done, I didn't bring too much, and then it come to find out I didn't bring enough. I tried, I really did try. But as I was knitting this neckline, and like a lot of the yoke, with half of a size 10 and half of a size 8, all I could think of was like, I can't believe I did this, and also this is gonna be a very entertaining story to tell the podcast when I get back. So here I am telling you this story that's kind of embarrassing, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I already have, and just an encouragement that, like, knitting, you can do literally whatever you want and it will still turn out just fine. Be aware of the consequences that might happen if you do use 2 separate needles. When you're knitting a top-down sweater, I wouldn't recommend doing that on the regular, but if you have to, it's possible. Also, because blocking fixes everything. I don't think it, like, drastically changed it. And, like, you can for sure tell that some of these stitches are smaller than the other ones. But that's only if you're looking at it very closely. So, and now all of you know this a very hilarious story that at the time I was incredibly unhappy about, and I was very like, how could you do this? You forgot that you can't use a 32 inch. It was a growing moment, I will say that. I learned a lot, and now hopefully I will not make the same mistake again. But if I do, I know it will be okay, kind of, if I have a relatively similar needle that's available. But yes. I love this pattern. I would make another one with the right needles. So, also, you're probably wondering what this yarn is. I'm sorry. If you have not seen the last episode that I posted before we left on vacation, this is yarn from Skein Queen. She's an indie dyer in England, in London, I believe. And this is her Neon Lovebirds colorway, and I believe it's on her tweedy base, so there's actually some bit of tweed. It is beautiful. This was a skein of yarn that my parents brought back when they went over to London last year, and I just didn't really know what to do with it, and gotta love those one skein progress. I almost said progress. Projects, everybody. They are the best. Truly wonderful, and especially if you can get a sweater out of that, that's awesome. That's so cool. Okay. I get very passionate and we have to take a little coffee break. Because yes. Next up, I have only talked about one finished item and we're already at 30 minutes, so fun times. We'll see how this comes out in editing. Okay. So these are my works in progress. We will show you the finished objects first before we show you the works in progress. So next step, no. So there was an order to this. So I decided last week, not last week, excuse me. This story will not make sense if I continue with what I just said, because that doesn't make any sense. So last episode, I was undecided about the shawl that I was going to bring with me on vacation. I had narrowed it down to 2 options, and I really just couldn't decide. So I eventually came to the conclusion that I wanted to do the Sombre Shawl, which was the black and the neon one. And I was very excited about it, and I picked that one for multiple reasons, but also because that shape is very unique, and I have never knit that shape because it is very unique. But also I've been knitting a lot of like asymmetrical shawls, which is the right around the corner shape, and so I just wanted to take a little break, and that was my reasoning. Now you know. But so the day that we left, I worked, and we left in the evening after work, and so I cast that on. I wound up all my yarn that day, and I cast on my Sombre Shawl, and I worked on it so I could get to the color part pretty quickly on our trip. And so I got pretty far at work, and it was really awesome, and my plan was to work on that in the car until the sun went down and I couldn't see what I was doing, and then I would move to my Zeig sleeves. So I had that all ready to go because I knew that the Zeig sleeve would go lickety-split, especially in the dark, and especially when we're like driving from Houston to Baton Rouge. which seems like a pretty quick drive. Well, it's not a quick drive. It seems like an eternity of a drive, especially in the dark. But the positive thing, I finished a sleeve when that happened. So it was really great. And I finished the first sleeve literally even before we got to Alabama. And I was like, yes, I am on fire. Oh yeah. And then I didn't really knit on the second sleeve until a couple days before we left, and then the day that we left. So, and I had grand plans of finishing the second sleeve on the way back. But again, I just really wanted to work on the Sombre Shawl, and I was like, I have finished so many things, I do not care. I've had these issues with the other sweater, the ranunculus, and I'm just gonna knit whatever I want. So, this did get finished when I got back, but it didn't take me very long, because I knit on this, like, Sam and I were talking about something, and so it was a long conversation. I don't remember what it was about, it was kind of random, but like I was knitting on that, and that just made time fly. So that was really great, and now it's done. So, happy days. And it's really blowing out the camera. That's fun. This is my Zeig by Caitlin Hunter, and I am very deeply in love with this sweater. I love it so much. I have tried it on. It is a new favorite thing. Also, the ranunculus is my new favorite thing, and also the other one that I finished is my new favorite thing. And there are just so many favorite things, and I love them. And the fact that, like, I don't know, there's something, there's not an equal feeling. That was a very weird way to say that. Like, the feeling that you get when you've worked really hard on a sweater or something really big, and it turns out just the way you wanted it, and it fits exactly how you wanted it to, is like such an incredible feeling. And I wish I could somehow describe to you how it feels, but I'm sure it's different for everybody. But it's just like, oh my goodness, I love this so much, and I made it, and it fits, and it looks amazing, and I can't wait to wear it, and like all these different outfits that I want to wear it with, and it's just gonna be so cute, and I made it, and it's done. It is an incredible feeling. And that's how I felt with this guy. Like, I'm legit elated, so excited with this. It hasn't been blocked yet. Oh man. So the main color is from Malabrigo. It is the Cordovan colorway, and this part is Madeline Tosh in the Marfa colorway. Both are on their sock base. Oh man. I would totally make another one of these. It's just that there's so many other things that either need to be knit, or I want to knit, or whatever. But I would make another one of these for sure. Just like, oh man, everybody, can we even? I just love it so much. I can't express to you how much I love it so much. So I am so excited to like get this blocked, start wearing it when it cools down, take pictures. I am so excited. Also, for some reason I can't get this out of my mind, but this with overalls would be so cute. Anything high-waisted, all the things. I'm so excited about this. If you are, it's not a beginning sweater by any means, but it's definitely not the hardest sweater in the world, and I would highly recommend it if you've been on the edge of knitting a Zeig, because like everybody's made one, which, whatever, like, I think it's awesome. It's so cute, and I'll probably make another one. So yay! The Zeig by Caitlin Hunter. Madeline Tosh, Malabrigo. I love it so dearly. I can't wait to wear it. I can't wait to, when it gets cold or cool or whatever. It's awesome. I love it. So, moving right along very quickly, this other one that I knit like most of on the trip, and then I ran out of yarn that I had brought with me. And so I couldn't get any farther on that, but this, oh man, it's another one that I'm like, oh, I want to make another one. But I also don't, because Feather and Fan is kind of the worst, in my personal opinion. It's just very hard to keep track of. But everybody, this is my Marty Moe, also by Caitlin Hunter. We were definitely channeling Caitlin Hunter, and yes, so this is my finished Marty Moe. It's another cropped one. Clearly it's got short sleeves. There's the brown and the gray is Malabrigo, and the red is Pheasant from Hedgehog. So what's cool about this, because I had to finish this when I got home, because like I said, I ran out of yarn, I ended up finishing it the exact same day that I cast it on a year ago. So, oh, also, the Zeig was a languishing whip. It's a languishing whip. This is also a languishing whip. This is more so than the Zeig for sure, but just being so successful over here, I'm just really proud of myself. I've been doing good. I've been working hard. I've resisted the temptation to cast on all the things, though I may want to. 3 sweaters and 2 languishing whips. What? This knitter's on fire. Kind of how I feel about it. I love it. It still needs to be blocked, clearly, and then the lace will really open up, and I'm very excited. Again, this will be so cute with all the high-waisted things, all the jeans, potentially even overalls, but like I don't want it to cover up this because it's just too cute. All the things. I'm so excited. Again, Marty Moe by Caitlin Hunter. Loved it. If I did not despise Feather and Fan, I would make another one, but we'll see how that goes. We gotta give it some time, and in the meantime we'll block it, weave in all these ends, and enjoy wearing it. So that is all my looking at my list, my finish objects. Wow, that's a lot. So shall we go to works in progress, I think. Yes. Okay. So, everybody, I have more test knits, everybody. I do indeed. There's no way to disguise that. I also am still working on this guy. This is the Stash Buster Pullover. I'm almost done with it. This is for Beatrice of the Thread and Ladle. That is her pattern design label, I think. And this is almost done. The body's almost done, and the sleeves are basically plain. I do need to fix the neckline, but I'm not worried about that. So, very excited. This is a super amazing Stash Buster. In fact, there's yarn in here from several old sweaters, also recent sweaters from this year, and it's been fitting its name. I'm excited about it. Part of me really wants to steek it and make it into a cardigan. I don't know. Am I brave enough? I don't know. We might have to like finish it and like set it aside and see how I feel about it later, because we got deadlines, people. We got really intense deadlines coming up. There's also a non-sweater test knit that I will be doing for Rachel of September Knits, her Jensen pullover that I test knit for her earlier, or like last month, I think. It's actually coming out on the 22nd, so I believe the day that you were watching this, it should be out, which would be wonderful. So please go buy the pattern. It is super cute. I absolutely love mine, and would totally make another one. And in fact, I have plans to make another one. But anyway, she is releasing a bunch of patterns soon, and she is, I believe I'm doing a cowl, which I'm excited about. So that is starting sometime in the beginning of September. But I'm also test knitting again for Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarns. She was the designer behind the Moondrip Swan Show that I test knit earlier this year. She has designed this super cute pullover with some baubles and cables and lace down the front. This is called the Stardust Pullover. And yeah, this is one of my new test knits. I'm using Malabrigo. I don't remember what base this is, but it's the one with the alpaca in it. And this is a special color that Webs had. So this is old stash. That's actually not my stash, or it became my stash. I was given this yarn, so yes, it is awesome. I love this color, and I think it'll be beautiful. So I hope to make lots of progress on this because yay, deadlines. And yeah, so it's worsted weight, and I'm knitting it on a size 8, and like it's going very quickly. Tristan writes amazingly well written patterns, and so there's no issue or confusion or whatever, so I think this will be a quick test knit, so that's exciting. Next up, I literally got this confirmation about 2 hours ago, so I have not cast this on, but I do in fact have the yarn. This is for Megan of Pippin Pin. She posted a picture of actually let me find it for you really quick, because it's just so cute. Instagram. She posted this a couple weeks ago, or she's been posting teaser pictures, and she was like, testing is going to be happening soon, and I'm very excited. And I was like, oh my goodness, I really want to test that, but I also am working on other things. Here it is. And so when the testing call went up, I saw it like literally at like 11:30 at night, and I was like, hold on, before we turn out the light, I have to put in my name, and I have to say this because I just really love this sweater and I really want to make it. And today I found out that I did in fact get it, and I will be using some old stash Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the Aurora Heather colorway. I just happen to have almost exactly the right amount, maybe like a little bit more, so I have to be very careful about my yardage. But I'm very excited. Just because the way that she designed it is very like fall and autumnal and just stunning, and like I want to be her in the picture. It's just so gorgeous. I really wanted a fall autumnal sweater, or color, I should say, and so this worked out really well, and I've really wanted to use this for something for a really long time. And the problem is, ultimately, is that the stuff that I would want to make with this is not cropped and requires a lot of yardage for my size, or the size that I would want to make. And when I got this sweater quantity, it is a sweater's quantity. When I got the sweater quantity, I was smaller, and so I was a smaller size, and which makes total sense, and that's just life. And so when I've been like, oh, I have this green Wool of the Andes yarn that I could really use, and this would be super awesome, and I never had enough. But this is cropped, and I'm so excited. Also because I just love this color. Like, I think it'll be stunning. I really like it. This is, I said this was Aurora Heather, right? Yeah. And again, stash busting. People, I'm getting rid of 9 skeins of this. It's been sitting on this shelf in various locations that these shelves have been for forever. I don't even remember when I got this. I think this might have been college. I think it might have been college. Pre-college? Early college. I think it was early college. I don't remember what I got it to do. Anyway, I'm using it now and I'm very excited. So this is for sure getting cast on this evening because that is a very tight deadline. Doable, totally doable, but it is still a tight deadline and I need to be aware of that. So, side note before we continue on, I'm sorry, I think I just hit the camera, the tripod, and it might have wiggled the camera. Anyway, so everybody, let's have a little revisit of something that I'm doing this year called 19 and 19. I'm doing 19 sweaters in 2019. Ranunculus was number 13. Zeig was number 14 and Marty Moe was number 15. I literally just showed you 3 sweaters that have to get done because of deadlines. That puts me at 18 sweaters, everybody, and I have so many other sweaters that I either want to do or are already on the needles. What if I do more than 19? Do I just cut myself off at 19? I don't know. What do I do? I don't know. I did think about this and I thought that like once I hit 19, unless something is like really, really awesome, I will only work on shawls and Christmas presents because that's a thing. I don't know. Because there's a lot of sweaters that I really want to do, and there's sweaters that I have yarn for that are ready to go. So I could. I don't know. Like, is this going to be a cornhole situation where if I go over, I lose points? Because that's complicated. Or just set the goal at 19, and that if I happen to do more, good on me. I don't know. I don't know what it is this year, guys, but it's just like, sweater, the year of the sweater. But yes, so, yeah, when I counted this up today, when I was writing down my sticky note, I was like, oh wow, that's at 18. Those sweaters are like getting done before the middle, hopefully the middle of September. One of them has a due date of September 30th, so I'll have 18 at least by the end of September, which is insane, but it's happening, and I know I can do it, though it may be crazy. I have no idea. I think, so several people have asked me where all this knitting time has come, and I would tell you I really have no idea. I knit a lot at work, because I work at a yarn store. I also knit at church. That's a good amount of time there. I knit whenever I can, and sometimes I just don't. Sometimes I'm just too tired and I'm done knitting. But also, I feel like it's also, I said the word also too many times, but I do believe that I have done a much better job this year of being more monogamous, relatively anyway. I think I have really reined in my, like, you work on this until it's done, or you work on these 2 things until they're done. And I really do think that that has helped me get my languishing whips down, knit all these sweaters, get all these deadlines met. And that's, I mean, some of the deadlines this year for my test knits were not met, and that's okay because they're flexible deadlines, and that's really wonderful. The designers were very kind and generous with all of the testers with being flexible in the deadlines. But still, like, I don't know. I think if you put your mind to it, you can get it done. And also, it's not a race. It's not a competition. I'm putting this upon myself. no reason for you to try to knit more sweaters than me or faster than me or whatever. If you would like to do that, more power to you, but if that would be stressful, then why? I don't know. Because again, like, if this was stressful for me, I wouldn't do it. I just love it. And I love having a hobby that I love so much. So I'm excited. And who knows what next year will bring. I said that it would probably be the year of the shawl, but I have no idea. I feel like I don't have the storage to knit 20 sweaters in 2020. Because I already will have 19 new sweaters from this year. So that's a thing. But that's where I'm at on 19 and 19. I currently have 15 sweaters and will be at 18 by the end of September for sure. Because again, yay deadlines. And who knows which one I will pick to do. I am going to cut myself off. No more testing sweaters, at least. I said it here. Here, folks, you know that I've said this. No more testing sweaters. I'm done for the year. Because I want to do one of the ones that's already in my needles. Like my O-band cardigan. I'm going to get it done. It's going to get done. Because I want to wear it when it gets cold. Okay, everybody? I also have other sweaters that I really want to finish, so I need to take a new look at what my languishing whips are and see where I am with the sweaters and like not sweaters, and finish those sweaters off now or whatever. I also have a pile of sweaters that have been blocked. Their ends have not been woven in and their buttons haven't been woven in, and then I have a pile now of 2 sweaters that need to be blocked and all of the above of the other pile. So it's a process. It's the finishing stuff. It's not my favorite. Although I'm sure I really wouldn't mind it if I hadn't put it off. Ultimately, this is a me problem. I shouldn't have put it off. I should have done it right away, and then I would have been feeling much better about it, but that's okay. I don't feel bad about it. It's just a lot. Which is why I'm going to show Sam how to weave in ends, and he can help me. It would be great. That would be really wonderful. And I know he'd be very happy to help. So, I feel like that was just really all over the place, and I was talking very fast, and I apologize. But yes, that's my sweater situation currently. We're gonna take a look at the languishing whips and see where I am with that. And I'm pretty sure that the languishing whips thing will not get done this year. And that's okay. I have reduced it considerably, and I am very proud of that. And other stuff has been going on, clearly like knitting sweaters, and so that kind of took priority. Doing all my test knits this year, that kind of took priority. But I do feel like I have done a very good job of decreasing my whips, being more mindful of my whips, being more mindful of casting stuff on, my needles, all that stuff. So, yes, that is my knitting situation currently. Oh, I have one more work in progress that's not a sweater. Everybody, wow. Okay. This is my Sombre Shawl, and oh my goodness, everybody, this is gonna be stunning. I need to stop talking so fast. I'm very sorry. I feel like I'm just like blah, 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 blah. Here it is. Oh, it's blowing these dark yarns. There we go. Everybody, is that not beautiful? Oh, look how neon-y that is. I love it. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm so excited. So this is yarn that I got at Houston Fiber Fest this year. This is Amanda Hope yarn. She lives in the Heights, which is an area in Houston, so this is awesome, using local indie dyers. This black color, do I have the ball bands in here? Oh, I do. I planned ahead. Didn't actually plan ahead. Oh, here's some stitch markers and some yarn that's not part of this project. Okay, so the black is charcoal. Haha, I was right, charcoal. And then the really fun color is Spring Fling. And it's showing, that's pretty accurate. So, it's on her Aussie extra fine single, so it feels like literal butter in my hands. And it is so nice. I love it. I cannot wait to wear it around my neck. And oh my goodness, everybody, like, can we even? Ah! Can we even? Let me put these back. Like, this is exactly what I had in mind when I wanted a bright something. And her yarns are just so incredible. I love them so much. So this is the Sombre Shawl by Sylvia McFadden. I have knit at least 2 of her other patterns, and they are wonderful. I'm very excited about this. Would definitely feel like I could make another one of these for sure. I also like, so this is a huge plus for this pattern. If you have knit a lot of shawls and you're like, I don't want to deal with those 1,000 stitches wide rows, that's just not very attractive to me. I do not like that. I do not like knitting 1,000 stitches. It's not quite 1,000, but you know what I mean. They're long rows. The widest this gets is literally this. This is as wide as it gets. And there's just shaping, and you lean and increase on one side and don't do it on the other, and do the decrease accordingly. So it's not very wide. And I'm like, obviously it's on stitches, or it's on stitches, it's on a needle, so once it's like off my needles it'll be wider. But this is a very short row in concept of a shawl. So I think it's a very good deal. Because you get this super cool shape and not super long rows, and it's really awesome. And I just really love Sylvia's patterns, and they're so wonderful. And I also love just like all the detail that she puts into them. It makes it like a fun experience, even if I wasn't knitting it. Excuse me, I dropped my stitch markers. Also, when I pulled this out, I got these Harry Potter stitch markers forever ago, and I found my Luna. I had misplaced her. I don't remember where I got them, and I've had these sheep since like my mom and I started knitting, so that's fun. And we have a waffle with some butter that I got over in Ireland, I think, forever ago. Fun fact. So, fun little find. The Sombre Shawl by Sylvia McFadden. Love it. Love it. Would highly recommend. Okay. Do we have anything else left on the list? Okay. So this is a very long podcast already, and I think I'm going to just bring it to a close here. I did get some yarn. We went to a yarn store, Southern Twist Yarns in Fairhope, Alabama. It was absolutely wonderful. I would highly recommend it. I did get some stuff, but I will show that next week, just because I've talked a lot, and it's also in the other room because I forgot it. So, and I got some stitch markers. It was really cool. I am very excited to show that to you. I have plans for that yarn. I'm very excited. Sam was very wonderful in regards to stopping and just sitting and letting me look. It's a new shop. She hasn't been open very long. The owner was very kind. So, would highly recommend if you're nearby, if you're road tripping, to definitely check them out. So, with that, I will leave you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys coming back and for waiting while I was gone. I'm back now, and yay for being back. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry, so please go follow me over on all those places if you'd like, or if not, that's totally fine. All the stuff that I will have talked about hopefully will be in the show notes, so it'll be on my blog, or if you're on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below. Yarn store stuff, same place. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. Clearly I have my work cut out for me in regards to sweaters and knitting and everything and deadlines and wonderfulness. I'm excited. Just one step at a time, one day at a time. It'll be fine. I'll get it done. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you, your likes, your comments, subscribes, Instagram likes, comments, all that jazz. You are wonderful. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.